Good afternoon, everyone. Let's continue with this signature of non-technical survey. The last class, we saw the functions and responsibilities of the different members of the non-technical survey team. Remember, the non-technical survey team, we have the leader, auxiliaries, and one person training basic assistants, the operations officer, the chief of not technical of technical section, and the leader. Today we're going to see the technical equipment that the leader of the team use during the activities of not technical survey process. Here you can see the elements or the tools that the leader of the team and the team use during the activities of not technical survey. The first one is the GPS. The leader needs the GPS because when the leader receives the sector assigned in the IMSMA file or the municipality files, all the information has coordinates. So with this equipment, the GPS, the leader goes to verify the information and visit the area in case to have contamination by explosive devices. Or the idea is to redefine or cancel the area collected in the IMSMA file or the municipality files. Another tool, another equipment is the telemeter. The telemeter is necessary because the leader, when arrived to the area, in the different measures of in the area, and when a tool necessary in the area is the telemeter, because with that measures the leader needs to make a map when describe the area that has contamination by mines, the distance or the extension of the area with contamination by explosive devices. So it's necessary to have a telemeter. Now, not all the teams of technical survey has a telemeter because not the organizations have no telemeters for every teams, but the teams that has a telemeter use it to make the extensions or take the measure of the hazard or confirmed hazardous areas. The magnetic compass is necessary for the orientation in the area. The first aid kit is necessary to use the first aid kit for the members of the team in case of an accident or in case to make to need to use many elements in the first aid kit. So it's important to use all the information, all the equipment, all the elements in case of an accident or an incident, or is necessary, or maybe any case of is necessary to use the medicine. So the person to have the knowledge in that the operation of that equipment is necessary to have the equipment with all the tools necessary in the area. The stretcher in case maybe one accident is necessary to make a extraction on the area or make extraction of the hazardous area to send the victim to the hospital. Is necessary to make a stretcher. The decameter, in case that the team don't use the telemeter, is use the decameter to take the measures in the area, and it has all the information of the confirmed hazardous area or the hazardous area, and make the map with all the real measures. The camera, it's necessary to use the camera to make a physical register of the different areas that the leader or sectors when the leader visit and collect information. Maybe if the leader goes to visit one area and it's necessary to cancel the area because the owner of the farm has a house in the area where time ago it sits one minefield, so the leader needs to make a physical register of the area with the camera, and that information, that pictures are annexed to the report. The communication system, cell phones, satellite phones, on military radios, depending the complex of the area, depending the area, is the tools or the communication system to use in the area. In many areas, we have not a cell phone signal, so it's necessary to use an alternative communication system to make the reports every day with the chief of technical section or the platoon commander. So the idea is when the leader make the planning, collect that information. In the area we have signal of cell phone, or it's necessary to give or to have a military radio or a satellite phone. So it's necessary to taking into account all of that situations before to leave to the area or to go to the area. And marking signs like a danger tape or signalizations like you can see in this slide in case to make in case of it is necessary to make a marking in the area because we have a hazardous area or a confirmed hazardous area. Okay, now all of those are the equipment that the team needs to make a good activities in the area. After that, but it's not only that because it's necessary to have the personal equipment for each member of the team and all the equipment to live in that areas during the investigation. The documentary management. The documentary management begin with this process. DC means Descontamina Colombia. DC publishes the need for intervention of the zone when its website, Descontamina Colombia, collects all the information of contamination by mines or explosives in the country and publish in their its website that it is necessary to make intervention in one determined zone. So after that, the HDO, Humanitarian Development Organization, sends a request letter to apply for it. Maybe the Colombian Army Humanitarian Demining Brigade and another civilian organizations send the documents, a request, to make the investigation in that area. After that, the organization sent to Descontamina Colombia the initial proposal in order to conduct the intervention. Okay, make a document when said that this organization wants to make the intervention in this area because the organization needs the personnel, has the equipment, has the disponibility, has everything to make a good intervention in the area. So in that moment, all the organizations send an initial proposal to Descontamina Colombia. After that, Descontamina Colombia collects all the information of the different organization of humanitarian demining and make an analysis of the information. For example, in the area, it's necessary to make the intervention with mechanical intervention system technique. And the civilian organization of humanitarian demining don't have the mechanical equipment to make the intervention, but the humanitarian demining brigade of the Colombian Army have the equipment to make efficient intervention in the area. All of that information, for example, Descontamina Colombia verify, check, and taken into account to make a decision at the end. When Descontamina Colombia verify all the annexes, verify all the documents, verify everything, decide which of the humanitarian demining organization is going to carry out the intervention task and gives the order task. Okay, the order task is a document when Descontamina Colombia say you goes to that zone to make the intervention. That zone has many sectors. That zone has information for the contamination is only for anti-personnel mines, for example. And the best technique to use, I don't know, maybe, is to mechanical technique and assign all in that order task different times to develop this activity. For example, is necessary to you begin the activities in 1 month because the prioritization level is very high and is necessary to make the intervention, everything. When the humanitarian demining organization received that order task, received to the municipality registry and the IMSMA file, the shape file, all the humanitarian demining organization, and on basis of that information, on basis of that documents, the organizations make the operations plan. Okay, receive the area, goes to the area, visit the area, talk with the local authorities, collect more information with the local authorities, and deploy the teams of non-technical service to begin with the investigation. So, for example, the zone has 20 sectors because I show you one map. This is a map, for example. You can see here different zones. The zone number 2, number 1, number 4, and number 3. And these zones are divided in different sectors. Like, for example, you can see here the zone number 4 and the zone number 1 are divided in different small sectors. And Descontamina Colombia assigned one zone or 2 zones to one organization of humanitarian demining. When the organization received that information, divide, receive the division in the different sectors, and after that, deploy all the teams of non-technical survey, depending the number of the sectors that we have in the area. Okay, so it's very important before to begin with the activities to collect all the general information of the zone. What's the weather, the safety conditions, the kind of the contamination, maybe are anti-personnel mines, maybe the people don't know what's the explosive device that we can find in the area. So it's necessary to collect the general information in the area. After that, the leader of non-technical survey goes at the area to make the investigation, and when ending the process in the sector assigned, the leader needs to send the documents. So when the leader ending the physical process to the investigation in the area, begin this documentary flow. When ending the physical intervention, start this documentary flow, because the leader of the technical survey make or elaborates the documents, send the documents, or maybe the supervisor goes and verify to check um, all the documents, the annexes, the signs, the map, because the leader needs to make a map in the area, verify everything. If the supervisor find any mistakes, it's necessary that the leader correct that mistakes and send again to the national supervisor. When the document has mistakes, the leader sent to the platoon commander. The platoon commander, uh, one platoon commander can have or can control many different teams in different sectors. So that commander collects the information that the leader sent and verify the documents again and send to the technical section of the Organization of Humanitarian Demining. That organization verify the documents, check annexes and other documents on basis of the operations plan and basis of the information, collect pictures, collect maps, collect all the documents, and send to the external monitoring. The external monitoring in this case is the organization, American States Organization of American States. So that external monitoring verify the documents, verify the information, verify the maps, verify the pictures, verify the coordinates. It's very important. Compare the coordinates that the leader describes in the documents with the IMSMA file, with the municipality files. Verify everything, every document, and if all the documents are right, send to Descontamina Colombia. Now, if, for example, the external monitoring, the Organization of American States find one mistake, one file in the document, he returns the documents, all the package of the documents to the organization, and the organization returns the documents to the leader, and the leader make declarations and send again the documents through all the process. You can see here external components external of monitoring don't complete the requirements, so return all the documents to the leader. The leader make declaration and start again with the documentary flow. And when the external monitoring collect the information, verify again, and don't find any mistake, send to Descontamina Colombia, and Descontamina Colombia verify and approve the documents. Okay, this is the documentary flow, but it's not this process can spend many days. Don't because, for example, the external component or the external monitoring verify the information for all the organizations of humanitarian demining in the country, civilian and military organizations. So it's very hard the job. So in that initial steps, the document spend many time. So when the leader sent the documents to the Descontaminas, send an answer, can spend more than 1 month. So that's the reason, because the technical session is necessary to verify very well the documents, check everything, and after that send to the external monitoring to done. The idea is that when physical intervention in the area or is necessary to make another activity um, after the investigation with non-technical survey. Now, we have here the different documents or one cycle that the leader needs to fill in during the intervention in the area. The first one is a binnacle, when the leader describes all the information day by day. This is an easy document that the leader needs to fill in one book. After that, the operations plan. Remember, the operations plan is made for the organization, but the leader needs to have that document to know what the procedure that he needs to develop in the area. After that, the leader needs to fill day by day the non-technical report by sector, the Annex B. In this document, the leader collects all the information for the area, the access road, the physical description of the area, describes the activities day by day too, describes what's the community to live in the area, maybe have presence of our ethnic groups, describes all the general information, maybe the level of prioritization. So it's necessary to describe all of that. This is the most important annex that the leader needs to fill in the area, the Annex B, because in that document collects all the information, describes all the coordinates, describes the area, the confirmed hazardous area, describes if maybe has direct evidence in the area, describes the evidence, describes everything. Then a technical survey or for hazardous area or not confirmed hazardous area report. In that report, the leader describes the description if maybe has an indirect or a direct evidence in the area, and if the leader has a direct evidence in the area, describe what's the evidence to say that is a confirmed hazardous area. Describes maybe it's explosive remaining of war, maybe it's anti-personal mine, the physical characteristic of the explosive device, describes the area, describes the level of prioritization in that document on basis of another annex that is needed to fill the matrix of prioritization. So in the Annex A, in the Annex B, and Annex C, the leader needs to describe everything carefully with many details, with coordinates, with all the information that collects in the area. Now, if the leader don't find up in the area nothing, only fill the canceled report, the Annex D. In that document, the leader needs to fill the coordinates and why it's necessary to cancel that report, because in the INSMA file said, for example, that in any coordinates we have contamination, a minefield. We have a minefield. But when the leader goes to visit the coordinates described in the INSMA file, don't find anything. Find a house, find a big crop, find another thing. So it's necessary to cancel that report and describe the activity to do, the sign of the owner of the farm, and make that document. The Annex J, the community link, every day the leader needs to visit all the farms in one sector, and the owner of the farm needs to fill, or the leader fill the document, and the owner of the farm make a sign at the end of the document in confidence of the information described in that document is truth. Okay, so it's very important document, because in case of the future, one person said that has contamination after 1, 2, 3 months after the investigation with no technical service said that had contamination by mines, the support of the organization and the leader to say that make a right investigation is that sign, that document, because that person said that have not knowledge about contamination for mines in his farm. So it's necessary to make an investigation of that information. But the owner of the farm can say that don't make the good activities in his farm because we have the support with this document, the NSJ. In many, when the leader found a hazardous area or a confirmed hazardous area, that team don't have the elements to make a destruction in the area. So when make the document because has a confirmed hazardous area or a hazardous area, it needs to fill the Annex A, the non-destruction report, because the leader or the team of non-technical service can make the destruction in the areas. So in that moment, when the indirect evidence or direct evidence make a non-destruction report because we have not the equipment to make the destruction, or because the team in charge to make the destruction it's the technical survey or clearance. And the fuel is a document, the NSH is a document when it's very strange to make the leader fill this document, but it's necessary to fill when the leader has in a new information, but that information is in another sector that has not a team make the investigation in the moment, or belong to another zone, but is so near to the area. So it's necessary to make the investigation, but in that moment needs the authorization for the organization to make that procedure. But in this case and another examples, it is necessary to make the FULE. FULE means in Spanish, formato único de localización de eventos. That means FULE. So it's an acronym. It's an acronym, but it is specific moments that it is necessary to fill this document, this annex. Okay, that's all. That's all for this signature. That's all for this signature. This is the general information. This kind of a signature is easiest when the excuse me, when the people goes and receive presentially the class, because in that classes fill documents, make exercise, goes to one area and collect information, fill the documents, make all the process, talk with the civilians, talk with the people, another member of the class, make the characteristic like a local authority, another make the characteristic like a farmer, many situations. So and make a map, that the procedure to make a map is another signature that the people goes to see in the cures, because it needs to take into account the coordinates, needs to count the scale, needs to take into account different pictures to make a main in the map. So kind of classes is very important to watching in the classroom. But for the moment, it's of the class. Thanks a lot. If you have any question, you have your instructor, and your instructor cleared your questions. Thanks so much, and see you the next time. Good luck.